With the immense pressures that elite athletes face, the use of prohibited substances and performance enhancing drugs is an ongoing international issue across all sports. Banned substances are used by athletes to improve performance, body appearance, and recovery, thus introducing an unfair advantage over other competitors. These performance enhancing drugs are not just limited to human athletes, with the horse racing industry being at the forefront. A recent extensive investigation has seen US federal prosecutors charge 27 people with performance enhancing drug and animal cruelty related offenses. The purpose of this background report seeks to highlight the problem within the United States horse racing industry surrounding the use of banned substances. In doing so, it is crucial to acknowledge the history of doping laws in the US, the magnitude of the most recent situation involving the use of EPO, and how the future of horse racing proceeds in stamping out performance enhancing drugs. The doping of horses and use of banned substances was first introduced in the United States in 1933 when pari-mutuel betting was legalized. It is estimated that 50% of racehorses were doped during this time, leading to an increase in injuries caused by insensitivity to pain and lack of proper muscle coordination. During the early 20th century, thoroughbreds had their performances elevated with the use of cocaine, heroin, strychnine, and caffeine. In the latter half of the century, the efforts against anti-doping increased and became standardized by the International Federation for Equestrian Sports. In 1980, American Congress considered banning drugs in horse racing, however left the decision to the individual states. This has resulted in 38 individual racing commissions holding 38 different sets of laws and practices with no uniformity or cohesion across the country. This then creates a system where trainers who have been caught doping their horses can transfer their stable from state to state and continue to dope in compliance with the laws of another state. The most recent investigation has found EPO to be at the forefront of positive swabs. EPO is a substance administered to both human athletes and horses to increase the production of red blood cells, enabling the blood to carry more oxygen. It is the chosen substance for horse trainers as it disappears from the horse's system within 72 hours. The injection also shows an increase in a horse's muscle mass. However, this process can cause lethal side effects, leading to the death of some of the athletes. If EPO is administered to a horse, repeated high doses are required to significantly increase the quantity of red blood cells. The exposure to commercial EPO can, as in the case of humans, be harmful and even life-threatening to the horses. As a result of the drug's ability to enhance performance at an unnatural level, it became subject to a total sporting ban by the International Olympic Committee in 1990. As a result of a federal investigation, 11 trainers, 7 veterinarians, and 9 drug suppliers and distributors have been charged. They are accused of shipping and administering performance-enhancing drugs that affected races in New York, New Jersey, Florida, Ohio, Kentucky, and the United Arab Emirates, and evaded the detection of regulators. The 27 defendants were accused of being involved in one or more drug alteration and misbranding conspiracies to deceive racing officials and the betting public, with each charge carrying a maximum 5-year prison term. These offences make this the most far-reaching prosecution of racehorse doping in the history of the Department of Justice. The defendants are accused of misleading and defrauding the government agency that regulates the veterinary care for racehorses by disguising the banned drugs with misleading labels. The most significant drug found to be used in the investigation is EPO, which is used to boost a horse's red blood cell count to increase endurance and speed recovery. 2 defendants are also facing smuggling or obstruction charges, each with a maximum 20-year prison term. As well as drug offences, it is also a matter of animal cruelty, with horses unnaturally performing above their true ability, leading to cardiac issues, overexertion leading to leg fractures, increased risk of injury, and in some cases death. The day after the federal accusations, the California Horse Racing Board released its long-anticipated report on the epidemic of horse fatalities occurring at the Santa Anita racecourse from December 2018 to March 2019. Over half of the horses in the report had been found to receive injections to stem pain, causing them to race with a feeling of invincibility and breaking down as a result, therefore causing major animal welfare issues. At the centre of the scandal is one of America's leading trainers, Jason Servis, who was found to be injecting the banned substance into the Saudi Cup runner-up and original Kentucky Derby winner, maximum security. Service is also facing charges after doping almost every other horse trained in his name. With the charges, the New Jersey Racing Commission has suspended his license to train in the state. In addition, 8-time New Jersey training premiership winner Ore Navarro has also been charged. Both trainers have pleaded not guilty and have posted $200,000 bonds. Unfortunately, with the intense pressures of horse racing, the greed that comes with the copious amounts of money up for grabs, foul play and general mistakes, it is highly unlikely the administering of performance-enhancing drugs will ever come to a complete stop. However, the integrity of racing demands for a major reduction in the number of all those small, positive swabs. For the United States to minimise this issue, there are a number of things that racing commissions may introduce moving forward. The first is the increase of random drug tests through urine and blood samples to ensure that horses do not have substances in their system that would be non-compliant with drug laws. The next is the increase of property visits undertaken by stewards and authorities. This would ensure that training facilities were not accommodated with equipment and substances with the intention to administer performance-enhancing drugs. The United States may also choose to adopt a system where the first 4 place getters are swabbed, which was newly introduced by the British Horse Racing Authority in 2018. Additionally, there is currently a movement to introduce a uniform law across the US where all states would be compliant under one law regarding drugs and not 38 different legislations. Throughout history, the use of illegal substances in horses has caused major problems for the integrity of competition. With the advancement of time comes the advancement of technology and the extent of what substances can do to improve the performance of horses. This has ultimately led to trainers trying to win as much as they could through the abuse of drugs, although being at the cost of the animal's welfare. The most recent situation in the United States is a major eye-opener to the industry that something must be done to improve the integrity of racing and the welfare of the horses.